Hey everybody, welcome back to the SkyLounge. Here to review some Seattle Seahawks action as we beat the Carolina Panthers 30-27 in Carolina. Oh boy, I'm already hearing it right now. Oh, Russell Wilson wasn't that good. He just can't whatever. He came so clutch in the fourth quarter, I don't know what else you call that performance. Well, let's talk about the entirety of this game. Now, I think it was a fairly even bout all throughout the game. Seattle's defense let up a couple of big major yards, obviously, and as did the Carolina Panthers. And both teams' defense were touted as being pretty damn decent on paper going into the game. So first quarter, Gano gets the field goal, and it just looked like Seattle was going to have one of those frustrating days of, all right, we're going to try to chip away, at a deficit early is what it felt like. And, you're down 3-0 already. But you answer in kind in the second quarter with the Sebastian Janikowski field goal. But this is where Cam Newton, brand new Cam Newton, new number who this motherfucker comes out and starts passing the goddamn ball. Curtis Samuel gets the touchdown. And you can kind of see life in Carolina of how they wanted to play. They wanted to play up front, ahead of the Seattle Seahawks for obvious reasons. You're at home, and you tend to have a decent or better record at home. And, the curious thing about the Carolina Panthers, I will always say about this season is, what if you had a different head coach? I think one or two games it could be a swing away from a win, but I just don't know. I even saw the head coach here first quarter make a very aggressive fourth down play that didn't work. But with the score, as it was at 10-3, Seattle's able to get a touchdown in there by Chris Carson. Stick to the run game. I mean, the whole thing with Pete Carroll has been stick to the run game and you will get rewarded, as was such. You put Chris Carson in the situation to get a couple yards, run the fucking field down, and he's fantastic. And with the last kick of the first half, Gano gets another field goal, making the game 13-10 in the first half. And, I wasn't really worried because a lot of these field goals were really toss-up situations that could have been touchdowns. And I remember telling my buddy, you know what? I'll settle for a field goal. If they're getting a field goal in those situations where it was pretty damn close, I mean, I'm not kidding when I say close. It was like a 3rd and 2, and somehow our defense would do some magical shit out of their ass. And I was pretty happy about that. And you go into the third quarter, and the third quarter was where shit really got curious because Chris Carson did some ninja shit where he jumped over one of the defensive players of the Carolina Panthers, did a fucking backflip, and landed on his feet on the other side of the field, twisted and ran back untackled. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Unfortunately, that drive didn't amount to any scoring, but subsequently, I believe the next drive, Cam Newton threw the ball down the field, but at the fucking red zone, threw an INT to Bradley McDougald. And really, if we're gonna say, the one play that changed the dynamic of this game was absolutely the Bradley McDougald interception at the end zone there, catching Cam Newton's a throw in that dire moment in the third quarter. And I know it was a bit early, like halfway into the third quarter, but that really was a momentous shift for the Seattle Seahawks because right after the interception, we get a touchdown from Tyler Lockett because, you know why? Russell Wilson just knows how to dominate. All right? The man just understands, all right, when he needs to turn it on, he needs to turn it on. And so he does. So we go in, now getting that touchdown, 17-13. Confidence is a little higher, confidence is a little better, but then you get this fucking stud of a running back called Christian McCaffrey, and he just tore a fucking new asshole in that Seattle defense. He kept running the fucking ball, gets the touchdown late in the third quarter, and now it's 17 to 20, right? 17 to 20, and we're sweating. I'm not gonna lie to you. As a Seahawks fan, I was sweating. I'm thinking, all right, Christian McCaffrey, if he's hot, if this is a momentum swing for them, this is gonna be really troublesome. And you know what? Despite the fact that Sebastian Janikowski, a little later on in the fourth quarter, gets a field goal to make it a somewhat comfortable 20-20 game, Carolina answers right back. Because, again, Christian McCaffrey just did not give a fuck. He gave no fucks whatsoever. Gets another rushing touchdown. Now the score is 20-27. Again, with 6 or so minutes left on the clock, my heart's, racing like it's no one's business. And my whole thing was, all right, if the Seahawks can just run this out and, kill the time, tie this out, and we should be all right. However, the Seahawks did something curious. They threw really fast balls, right? And gets the 35-yard touchdown pass from Russell Wilson to David Moore. Makes it 27-27 with about 3 minutes left on the clock. And you know what's crazy? Despite all the fumbles that happened from the Carolina Panthers, and the Seattle Seahawks couldn't create a clutch turnover moment. And I thought that was really going to be game over because Gano with 52 yards was probably going to make it, and I'm sweating. But here he is. Gano steps up, and the ball veers completely to the left of the post and misses. I won't lie to you, boys and girls. I was ecstatic because it was about, less than 2 minutes left on the clock. Carolina misses the field goal, and you have Russell Wilson. You know what he does? He throws bombs after bombs after bombs. And Sebastian Janikowski, in the dying moments of the game, 4 seconds left in a the 31-yard field goal position, makes it in, wins the game 30-27. And I know, boys and girls, my narrative hasn't been all that fun, but motherfucker, Seattle Seahawks got to win. And my God, I have a couple of things I did want to say. I just thought, yes, the Seattle Seahawks didn't really depend too much on the rushing game today. Only about, less than 70 or 80 yards in this game for rushing. And credit to the Carolina Panthers defense. Their rush defense is spectacular. But Russell Wilson able to get the job done. 339 yards, 2 touchdowns, 22 passes on 31 attempts, a QBR rating of 128.3. Sacked a couple of times, but the man got the job done. And as with Cam Newton, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 256 yards, 25 passes on 30 attempts, and a QBR rating of 110.6. Right? So the whole thing becomes this. The Panthers have to look at it saying, all right, we're kind of in that chokehold point of the NFC South, but I think they kind of relinquished that with this loss today. I really don't know how they're going to regroup themselves because the last 2 weeks for the Carolina Panthers have been some brutal losses, some, morbid losses. Whereas the Seattle Seahawks, this is 2-3 games in a row now. We are winning games, and we've looked better. And Russell Wilson is looking like the elite quarterback that no one's really talking about. But hey, he's winning us games, and for the Seattle Seahawks, we got to be happy about this because I honestly thought this was going to be a difficult game going in, with Cam Newton having a spectacular season and the Carolina Panthers being good at home. But Pete Carroll and the boys able to get it done. I had a tremendous time watching this game, and watching the team win was spectacular. So next week, we are going against the San Francisco 49ers in Seattle. So let's get another win. Let me know what you guys think. Follow me at the SkyLounge. All the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily content. Fuck off.